One commonly used technique is looping, be it creating a loop of 8 bars or just looping a very small section of music. Torque has a couple different ways for you to do it. You can either do your own manual loop in and loop out points, so you can create a loop of any length you like, or you can use quick loops to grab just kind of like ready-made loops of a bar or just a couple beats in length. And these are done using the controls located up here on screen. Right here, this is your loop on-off indicator. This is manual loop in and loop out. To give you an example of how those work, we'll go ahead and start the music playing here. Loop in, loop out. So by pressing those 2 buttons consecutively, I managed to create a loop. And as we can hear, Torque is now starting to loop this music over and over again. And that's indicated by this loop icon being on. As soon as I click that and turn it off, Torque will play through the loop and continue to go on through the rest of the song. The same thing can be done here from the exponent using these buttons right here. This is the loop on off, loop in, and loop out. So loop in here and loop out here. So I just created a perfect loop again just by manually selecting the loop in and out points. You can always drop the loop in point wherever you like, but Torque is going to quantize the position of the loop out point such that your loop is always an even 16th note length in size to give you a pretty good sounding loop every time. I'm going to press loop again and the music will continue to play through. Now also on screen up here are some buttons 1, 2, 4, and 8. These are the quick loops. And basically pressing one of them will create a loop of that specified size. Now this ties into a preference on the Behaviors tab right here that says quick loop size. Now right now it's set to beat. That means if I press one of these buttons, it's going to create a loop that is that many beats in size. Pressing 2 is going to give me a loop of 2 beats long, or half a bar. If I were to change this to bar, now I get bar sizes. 1 gives me 1 bar, 4 gives me 4 bars. So depending on whether you like creating large loops or very short loops, set this preference to what suits you best. I'm going to switch this back to beat so I can create some small loops. So again, all I have to do, if I want to capture a bar or 4 beats, I'm going to press the 4 button. Now when I do that, Torque automatically puts the loop in marker when I pressed 4 and places the loop out marker 4 beats later and immediately creates a loop. We can hear it right now. When I turn off loop, it'll play through it. If I press 1, I just get a 1 beat loop. Let it continue to go. 2 for 2 beats, etc. Very simple. Always gives you a nice seamless loop. But there's also another layer of features inside the quick loop buttons. If I press 2 and create a 2-beat loop, or maybe even one right here, and I continue to press it, I will cut the loop size smaller and smaller every time. If I hold Shift and press the buttons again, the loop grows out in the other direction. Just like that. So looping is very simple, very fun to do, just using these little buttons right here.